Hi everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So if you've been following me on a regular, you'll know that about 2 months ago I came out with an episode on how to make homemade pizza. And one of the things I was showcasing was Mama Mary's pizza crust, which I still think is great. But I've found even another alternative that I've actually fallen in love with. And it's actually using the pizza crust made by Pillsbury. Either this one, there's a thin crust, which is actually the ounces are just about 2 ounces less than this, but this works just perfectly. So what we're gonna do is, with this one, you do need to, because it's gonna be more like a flatbread, so you wanna spray it with some cooking spray, and then you open up, obviously, your crust. And interestingly enough, you'll notice, or you may not be able to see it, but I've preheated the oven to 400. So this is gonna stay in the oven exactly 8 minutes, okay? So this has been pretty accurate. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna spread it out. And what I try to do is I make sure it fills the whole pan. So you're just gonna spread it out. And again, the difference in doing the thin, it will be a little thinner, but honestly, when you spread it out like this, it already makes it thin anyway. And so I just get it to all the edges like so, okay? And believe it or not, this is all we're going to do for this first step. So we're gonna put it in the oven now, and we're going to bake it for 8 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we've had it in the oven for 8 minutes at 400. I've now adjusted the oven to 500, and so you're gonna be hearing it beep here in a second once it gets to that level. As you can see, here is our dough, and you'll say, oh my God, it's not done. It's done for what we need it to be done. So 8 minutes on the Pillsbury crust. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to just put some olive oil, and what I'm gonna say here is, you know, less versus more, because you can always add it. And the idea is you just want to spread it across the entirety, even the edges of the crust, okay? So the olive oil goes across the entirety of this crust, and it's going to help it in terms of its baking. It will be wonderful, 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 wonderful. And this is my new best friend. So I just love how this spreads. I actually got it online at Amazon, and it's just a nice brush. It takes on more liquid. So it's got these little holes in it. I'll put it in the comments section for you if you're interested in getting it. Okay, so now that we have that spread pretty evenly, what we're gonna do is put pizza sauce. So I just love the Ragu. I talked about this in the last episode I did on pizza, and we're just gonna, you know, put this on pretty generously. I find that I use just about a half a jar, just about. So and I usually put it on, and then still with this same spreader, and this time I'm not going all the way to the edge with the sauce. So just above the edge. Again, that's what you can use to grab a hold on when you're eating it. If you're from the North, we tend not to eat pizza with a fork. So this one wouldn't be any different. You can do it that way. Now I'm just gonna put some of my favorite toppings on it. What you might see already is I've got spinach over here, because of course I want to try to make sure it's healthy. I have a mixture of mozzarella and cheddar cheese that we're going to put on next. And then as I did in that first episode, I'm going to also be using turkey pepperoni, okay? So I'm going to put just a little bit more sauce. Like I said, it comes to just about half. This is a 14-ounce jar, so you need just about 7 ounces is what I would say. Okay, so you've got your, just make sure it's spread just nice and evenly across the entirety of the flat bread or the pizza, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we've got that going. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add just a little bit of cheese as a base. And again, you can do this any kind of way you want. I just like having a little bit of cheese down here. And again, if you're a tomatoes person or an olives person or whatever, ham, then good, put it on there. Whatever is gonna make you happy. I'm gonna be very generous with the spinach, and you're probably gonna be like, oh my God, Shelley, that's just way too much spinach. It's not, because it's going to cook down, and we're gonna put, because we want to make sure we have a lot of vegetables, right? Again, we're trying to do healthy. Okay, good. The oven is ready. All right, so now that we have this spread pretty evenly across the pizza, and again, you might be saying, oh my God, that's way too much. It's not for us. We love it. Now we're going to put the pepperoni on, and then I like putting a layer of cheese on last. So you're just going to put this on. For me, I just do 5 across. And again, I like to be pretty generous with my pepperoni. Again, I tend to like, this brand here is Hormel. I tend to like this brand. You can get it almost anywhere. So just putting this on, and you know, sometimes when you order pizza, you know, it never has enough pepperoni. So I wanted to make sure I corrected that my pepperoni pizza is going to have a generous amount of pepperonis. Again, if you're using regular pepperoni or if you're using the turkey. All right, so I've got that spread on here pretty nicely. Looks like I have one piece of spinach left, so we don't want to lose that. I'm going to get this out of the way, and now we're going to do the last of our cheese. Again, nice little mixture. Mozzarella, I like with cheddar, or we like with cheddar, and I'm just going to be pretty generous spreading it on top. And the trick here now is that this is going to go back in the oven, and it's going to go back in the oven for another 8 minutes. Okay, so if you follow the directions on the Pillsbury Pizza, it's going to tell you 10 minutes. But that's you keeping it at 400. So what I want you to do is move it up to 500, put it on the top shelf, and we're going to cook it for 8 minutes. This will make sure the crust is nice and just the right texture, and everything will be cooked and melted and all that good stuff. So let's go put it in the oven, and we'll be back 8 minutes later. Okay, so we're ready. And actually what I ended up doing this time was I turned the oven off at 7 minutes and just let it stay in the oven just the additional minute with the oven off. But I just want you to look at how absolutely phenomenal that looks. And again, I know for those of you who are like, she's got too much spinach, you can barely even see the spinach. So it's going to be too hot for me to eat right now. I literally just took it out of the oven, but I will slice it and put a piece on my plate so at least you can see kind of the gooiness of the pizza and the cheese and all of those things that make it what it is. I usually can get at least 8 slices out of this, and for me that's like a serving. So, oh boy, it looks so good, and it doesn't help that it's lunchtime and I am hungry. So I will be diving into this as soon as it cools off. And of course, whatever you like, I like topping mine with a little bit of fresh, well, this is oregano, dried oregano from my vegetable herb garden that I cook. If you are interested in making your own and growing your own, there's an episode out there. Oh, you can smell it. It smells so good. And then like putting Parmesan cheese on the top. Some people like to cook it with that first. It's up to you. And then I like to add a little bit of hot peppers. So I'll just add that to my portion. So I'll go on and put a slice aside so you can see the gooiness of the cheese. So awesome, so awesome. Okay, I've got to go because I have a date with this slice of flatbread pizza. It looks so good. Again, I really do enjoy this crust even a little bit more than I like the other crust that I shared with you. Both of them are great. I've just decided this is better, in my opinion. So totally up to you. Again, if you're watching your calories, carbs, the other crust definitely is a little lighter in terms of carbs. It's a yellow. This is a yellow for all my numers, but just in case you're counting. Well, thanks so much for joining me. If you've not subscribed, just click the little circle with my picture. I come out with a video every other week. Some kind of dish that I've made that's simple, that's delicious, and a little healthier twist to it. So enjoy. I hope you have as much enjoyment in eating your pizza as I have had every time that I've made it. So, and if you find that, hey, this is a helpful video, please share it on your social media sites. Thanks again. Bye.